The Good Samaritan, what a story. This is one of the ultimate brilliant stories. It's not long, very powerful, and actually subtler perhaps than you think. The famous story, that there's a man who's injured on the road to Jericho, between Jericho and Jerusalem, and two people pass by. The first is a priest, the second is a Levite, and then the third person is a Samaritan, which is famously from the north of Israel, and within Jewish circles, people aren't sure whether they're Jews or not. And this person goes the extra mile. He heals the person, he bandages him, he takes the injured person to an inn. He says, I will come back later if need be, and I will give more money if you need more money to stay. And on the one hand, this is a call to action. Who is my neighbour? The person who helps. And so it's a call for action, whoever they are. That is the moral of it. Go and do likewise. The moral of the story is to act like the Good Samaritan. Well, yes, and that's how you probably teach it in a lot of primary school settings, that's what you'd learn. And that's part of it. There's another part of it, though, which is almost the opposite. It's not about helping, it is about accepting help. So in this, you've got to remember Jesus' wider teachings about the kingdom of Israel and the renewal of the kingdom of Israel, because it's gone wrong. So imagine the kingdom of Israel is wounded and it needs healing. So the wounded figure, represents Israel. And first a priest comes up, but the priest walks by on the other side. So the priest does not help Israel. Then a Levite, which is another type of religious person, comes past the road. He walks past on the other side. He doesn't want to help. Who does help? It is a figure who comes from the north of Israel. He is ready to bandage and heal. He says he will come back to do even more healing and provide care and love and justice. This is quite a Christ-like figure. Is this story not about doing good, but is it about allowing oneself to be helped by Jesus? We are not encouraged to be Jesus, we're encouraged to allow ourselves to be saved by Jesus. Well, I think that's there too. But if you put those two things together, I'd like us to think about interdependence. And in this, I was influenced by listening to an interview from Sally Phillips, who's the comedian who's also been an activist about Down syndrome, because one of her children, Ollie, has Down syndrome. And she has noticed a change in herself before being a parent to Ollie and afterwards. And before being a parent, she would feel that independence is the goal. You've got to set your kids off so that they're independent from you and they can fly away. And Ollie needs some support because intellectually there's some things he can't do. And so if independence is the goal, in that sense, Ollie's sort of a failure relative to other people. But then she points out, who is the person who is disarmingly friendly? Who has got the best nature? Who is totally appreciative? As she said, he could literally do a dance if he sees they've got ice cream in the fridge and he'll be dancing around. Who is the person who makes their life better? And not just her life better, but so many other people's lives better. It's Ollie. Ollie needs help. So on the one hand, he depends on other people. But if other people meet him, they can allow themselves to be helped by him as well. And if you go back to the Good Samaritan, I think there are times in our lives when we are the helper. Or we should be. We're being called to be the helper. And there are other times when we're called to allow ourselves to be helped. And the beauty of the kingdom of God, when it's working well, is when there's interchange. We are not independent of each other, we are interdependent. That is how God meant us to be. And that's part of what the Good Samaritan is about.